for all of those.
Allah.
Please.
Joshua chapter 9.
Yeah.
And it came to pass when all the kings who were on the other side of the Jordan, in hill country, in the lowland, and along the shore of the great sea opposite Lebanon.
Listen, before we listen to this, they remember one principle when we learn Torah, especially Tanakh. Maharal tell this principle. The principle is that you should always look for something suspicious. It's a suspicious reading. You not just read. We learn Torah. We don't read Torah. What's the difference? Difference that you aware that something stay behind this text that you are reading. It's Torah never want to tell you some information or some what happened 3,000 years ago. I don't care what happened 3,000 years ago, and I'm not interested in history and all kinds of this and things. It's okay. There are people that they love history. I don't. I always try to find some meaning of history or meaning of those events that happened in our life. Not what it happened. It doesn't matter what happened. So Maharal says you should always read like it's something suspicious here, that you should something hidden here, and you have to reveal, you have to find, to realize what really written here. So now we'll read it again. Maybe there is difference in the translation because this automatic translation, but and you have probably a good translation. But okay, but this is the same idea. Okay, continue, please.
Start over or from?
No, continue.
Along the shore of the great sea opposite Lebanon, the Hittite, the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Pezite, the Hivite, and the Jebussite heard about it, that they gathered together with one accord to fight against Joshua and Israel. But the inhabitants of Gibeon heard what Joshua had done to Jericho and to Ai. They also acted cunningly and went and disguised themselves. They took worn-out sacks for their donkeys and old, cracked, and patched wineskins, and worn-out and patched sandals on their feet, and threadbare clothes on themselves, and all the bread of their provision was dry and moldy. They went to Joshua at the camp of Gilgal, and said to him and to the men of Israel, "We have come from a very distant land. Now, therefore, make a covenant with us." And the men of Israel said to the Hivites, "Perhaps you dwell among us, so how can we make a covenant with you?" But then they said to Joshua, "We are your servants." And Joshua said to them, "Who are you, and where do you come from?" So they said to him, "From a very distant land your servants have come, because of the name of the Lord your God, for we have heard of his fame and all that he did in Egypt, and all that he did to the two kings of the Amorites who were beyond the Jordan, to Sihon king of Heshbon, and Og king of Bashan, who was at Ashroth. So our elders and all the inhabitants of our land spoke to us, saying, 'Take provision with you for the journey, and go meet them, and say to them, We are your servants. Now make a covenant with us. This bread of ours we took hot from our provisions from our homes on the day we set out to come to you. But now, see, it is dry and moldy. And these wineskins which we filled were new, and see, they are torn. And these garments and our sandals have become worn out because of the very long journey.' So the men took some of their provisions, but they did not ask counsel of the Lord. So Joshua made peace with them and made a covenant with them to let them live, and the leaders of the congregation swore to them."
Okay, thank you very much. So what do you think? What it's what it's um, cricket say? How say something like not right, not
Tricky.
tricky,
Yeah.
tricky, or what is tricky here in this story?
That they disguised themselves as someone from distant lands, and they were just, let's say, a city away, and they were scared that they will share the same thing as other Canaanite nations. So they wanted to be sure that they won't die.
Mm-hmm.
That was the plan, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But weren't there three ways of ask for peace, fight, or make them leave? So why they wanted to have peace? I mean, that's one of the three ways of doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. But in this text, just text what you read. What is suspicious there?
Here, for example, in the translation, is different from there for one word. Here they say the men accepted their deception. So if mentioning deception, it means that the men, they knew that there was a deception, and somehow they agreed to the deception. Instead, you say they accepted the bread, but here it gives more the idea that something going on.
We always, when we read Tanakh, we should read it like it's they are not stupid than we are. But if we were in the same position, someone come to here in Mahlaka, in English department, someone here came, new guy, and you. I say, hello, how who are you? He say, I'm Jonathan. Well, where are you from? I'm from very, very, very distant country. How is it in English? Very long, distant country? How?
Distant country.
Distant land.
Distant land.
From a very distant land, your servants have come.
Very distant land. You say, oh, really? Where are you from? Japan? From China? From? No, I'm very, very distant. Very distant. Antarctica? Maybe. Where you came from? Oh, don't ask. I'm very, very distant land. Okay, weird. He says, something that you say again, but you are where from? And again he says, from very distant land. Africa? Where from? There is no such a country in the world, distant land. There is Disneyland. There is no distant land. What do you mean distant land? And you probably would think, okay, he's weird, this guy. And if you want to get married with your sister, you won't make him like a covenant with him before he answer to you normal question and normal answer. What does it mean? And he says, oh, I'm so love Judaism. I'm so I'm heard about Judaism. And they ask them, but maybe you are sitting here around us. You remember they asked this question. He says, no. So if you are from such a distant land, from Norway or something like Greenland, so why you came here to make peace with us? Why you bother to make a peace? If you're from long distance country, so why you why you came here to us. You agree with me? You will ask all this, right? And if they don't give an answer, and you know that you have obligation to fight with them, you wouldn't accept them at all. But suddenly, look what it happened. Joshua make with them peace covenant. He wasn't less suspicious than us. So if with all this information, with all that, how it's finished in chapter in 15 verse. V'yas lahem Joshua, and he make with them peace, the covenant. Why? If he knew all that, why he did with them covenant? You understand my question? And that will be our investigation today. That's where we'll try to understand why, what happened, and you probably know that it's like you understand that it's not accidentally, and it's not just like this, or they were naive, or something like that. Okay, we understand it's something serious, have to be serious reason for the fact that they make with them covenant. And we'll start from we'll start our investigation from simple thing, that everybody has his weak point. Some man has a temptation to money, some have to women, some have a temptation to glory and to be famous, and everybody has his own weak point. Everybody. The same also nations. There are nations that they have their weak point. Those nations, they are thieves, and those they like to kill, and like Germans, and all kind. What's the big point of Jews? We love peace. Peace. This is our weak point. We are for peace. We can be ready to suicide, but to make a peace, for us, peace, it's the most important thing. Why? It's not because we are stupid and we don't understand something. It's because this is our mission in this world, to fix the world. Litaken olam b'malchut Shaddai, to fix the world in the name of God. And this fixing the world, it means the world will be complete. In Hebrew, complete, it means peace. Shalom, shalem. We want that the world will be complete, perfect, ideal world. Now, how you make this world be ideal? And Joshua always, he's not like his prophet. He's second in prophecy after Moshe. He's very, very high level of prophecy. Joshua look on those people, and he understand that everything what happened here, it's not accidentally, it's not just they came, they are givonim. Givonim, how is it in English? Givonim,
Givonim.
Givonim in English, you say it here? Okay. they are givonim. It's all this. It's maybe I'll say something else, even like this. One of the main things that Tanakh teach me, and I try also to live by that, and I want to suggest you that you also be like this, that I don't believe to reality that I see in front of me. I always try to find what stands behind reality. Reality itself, it's illusion. But the difference between Judaism and Hinduism or Maya, or that they say all this illusion, it's not true. The difference is that we not say that just illusion. It's so what it's reality. There is no reality. That's what they say. We say it's illusion, but this illusion exists in order to bring us in reality, in real world. And real world, it's always world of meaning. It's not event, but meaning of event. It's not your conflict with your neighbor, with your wife, with your children, with your father. It's always standing something behind that. You should always look for real spiritual roots, or psychological roots, but always there is something that's staying behind. By the way, I make counseling to people that they have problems with in their family lives, like a shlom bayit it calls. They come to me and he took my car and I didn't like it, and she didn't she didn't wash dishes, and he did this and that. It's always just just external world. There is always root of the conflict, not a conflict. They don't fight about dishes, not about what he says to their grandchildren and or nephew. It's always root, and this the way how also, of course, Joshua think. He doesn't see in front of them givonim. He always looks something spiritual that stand behind, and he analyzed the situation, and he understand that those people, they came in order to fix something in us, in Jews, in Israeli. They didn't come accidentally, because Akadosh Baruch Hu doesn't conduct this world in accidentally. Like physical laws, they are not accidentally. Everything is very exact, very strict, so the same history, the same our life cannot be accidentally. So he tried through those givonim hears Hashem's voice. What Hashem tried to tell us by those people that they came here. Now, he understands that they are givonim. They come from where? From nation that calls Chivim. There were 7 nations: Prizim, Yevusim, Knaanim, Chivim, Gergashim. One of them, they were Chivim. This is their name, Chivim. Yeshua search this idea of Chivim, and he understand that they were, last time that they were Chivim, it was that he saw them in our past history in Shechem. It was in Shechem. You remember the story that Dinah was raped by Shechem ben Hamor? And this Shechem ben Hamor, which nation they were belong? To Chivim. they are the same people. They are descendants of those people that they were killed in Shechem. And then, when then it happened, we did something not complete, not, I wouldn't say not nice, or I don't know how to express it, but it wasn't perfect. It wasn't good how we killed those people in Shechem. You remember they demand from Shechem, from all these towns, to make Brit Milah, and they did Brit Milah. And after they did Brit Milah, those two sons of Jacob came in Shechem, Levi and Shimon, and they killed all of those people in this town because those couldn't fight with them. They were wounded by Brit Milah. Mm-hmm.
So Joshua knew this when he
Of course. We know our history. You should know all our history.
No, about he knew that the Givonim were actually Chivim.
Yes.
When he was dealing with them.
It's known. He says, then it's written that son of Jacob, they did with those Shechem, Anshe Shechem, Be'orma. Be'orma, I don't know how it's saying in English, but you have here in 4. They
Acted
also
cunningly.
They also, you see here, 4 also.
They also acted cunningly.
Cunningly.
Cunningly, yeah. Like you're
Cunningly.
cunning. Like you're a spy.
What does it mean cunningly?
Deception.
How?
Like to deceive, to trick.
To tricky, in tricky way, right?
Yeah.
The same word that written by son of Yaakov when they came to Shechem, and they cunningly, it's Be'orma, they kill all of people of the Shechem. And now it's written in verse 4, they did it cunningly. Cunningly, it was also cunning. Also who what? How who? Also. What does it mean also? You understand? In Torah, in Tanakh, each word, it's not just, okay, no, he just said this word. He just said it. No. Each word have meaning. And if prophet said also, it means that something shows us also how them. They did cunningly. And Joshua understands that this is his chance to fix their sin. Or I can't say sin, but I'll say not complete behavior. Because they use mitzvah, Brit Milah, in this tricky way, canonically. And that's why Yeshua make with them peace. But there is another aspect, another level of understanding all this story. Another level is that in Hebrew word chivi, it's also, you can translate this like a snake. Chivi, they are snakes. And in spiritual level, Joshua understand that this nation and those people, they represent snake. Snake, it's not like a cat or monkey or zebra. Snake, it means that they represent evil, the world evil. like snake in Garden of Eden. And Joshua understand that now they have to, that he has opportunity to fix something that connected to evil that was in Book of Genesis in Garden of Eden. How he can fix it? We know that snake is something bad. A snake can kill people like an animal snake. And snake, it was bad. We know snake, it's not a good association we have with snake. But pay attention that in Judaism, snake, it's ambivalent meaning, has ambivalent meaning. What does it mean ambivalent meaning? From one hand, it's a symbol of something bad, symbol of Satan. But from another hand, snake, there is good function in snake. And if you remember, when people were bite by snake, they have to look in snake that Moshe create, and they were cured. So in snake, we know that there is something good, and that it's also very, very special approach of Judaism. Pay attention that we relate to this well, to our life, to reality. It's not something like a dualistic or dichotomy, like a good and bad, black and white, and the merit or transgression. That we believe that even if in the worst evil, they have to be spark of goodness. There is no such a thing, absolute evil. And snake represent this idea. From one hand, it's something bad. From another hand, a lot of things in the Mikdash built on snake. For example, a table, it called shulchan, it worked le nachash. They were from caprum, you see caprum? Caprum, this metal. Copper. Copper. It's in Hebrew, it's nachash, nachoshet. And this guy that went in a sea, that it opened a sea, Nachshon ben Minadav, Nachshon, his name Snake, Nachshon, not Nachash. And Joseph said about himself, I am Nachesh ish asher kamoni, I am snake. And symbol of Egypt, here it was snake. You remember all this? It's very special thing that we have that connected to snake. And Joshua want to say that there is chance to fix a snake. Those people that they came here, they came to fix their mistake that they did, or transgression that they did in Shechem. But from another hand, it's a possibility, opportunity to do something in this way also, to fix snake in all metaphysical way, in all reality. So he decided to do that, and suddenly he saw that those people, they behave not in mensch way. Their attitude not nice.
Mm.
So Joshua don't know what to do, so he made covenant with them, and from one hand, from another hand, he says, but still you won't be part of Jewish nation, you'll be our servants until will come Mashiach, and Mashiach will know what to do with you. Mashiach, it was David HaMelech, he was Mashiach. Mashiach in Hebrew, in Gematria, it's snake. Mashiach, it's also snake. So snake in holiness could know if they are belong to good snake or to bad snake. And in time of David, we have the same story in Givonim. And in this story, Shaul did some small mistake to them, and they demand, in order to be satisfied, they demand that all children of Shaul will be killed. And that's what happened. They killed children of Shaul, but since then, David decided that they don't belong to goodness, and they should be destroyed, and they should disappear. And the result of all that we see today, where today Givonim, they not exist.
But they were living somewhere here, right?
Yeah. That is the end of the story. Special story, right?
Thank you, Rabbi.